Good morning and welcome to Market Opening on our collab show between Business Today and India Today TV just after 9. We're here to get you all the market opening action. Let's take a look at what's hot in the corporate and financial world today. Big exclusive for you on PSU banks. The government has wrapped up inter-ministerial consultations to raise the FDI limit to 49%. Sources tell Business Today TV. A cabinet note is expected soon as the centre looks to strengthen state-run banks. IPO action continues on Dalal Street as Corona Remedies and WakeFit Innovations to list today, with grey market signals indicating a positive debut. One main board IPO, KSH International, and 3 SME issues lined up this week, while ICICI Prudential AMC lists on Friday. Television prices likely to climb 3 to 4% from January, reports suggest, hit by a global memory chip shortage and the rupee depreciation beyond 90 to the dollar. Low domestic value addition and higher import costs are squeezing manufacturers. Global markets remain cautious after US stocks closed lower on Friday. Futures are flat after a mixed week on Wall Street. Asian markets slip after key China economic data, gift Nifty signaling a gap down start, while silver retreats and gold hits a 7-week high. Elon Musk's SpaceX, more than 20 years after its founding, is preparing for an IPO next year, says Bloomberg. The company's new stock price points to an $800 billion valuation, a record-breaking move in the global space industry. First up, the Big Business Today exclusive. Sources have revealed that government is set to consider raising the FDI limit in public sector banks. For more on this exclusive report, let's go across to Karishma Sudani. Karishma, what are you picking up from the corridors of the Finance Ministry, and how soon is this going to happen, as the markets have been waiting for clarity on this?
Well, we're learning from our sources that Ministry of Finance has completed inter-ministerial consultations on its proposal to increase foreign ownership in public sector banks from current 20% to that of 49%. Let's not forget that it was about, say, 2 months ago that we had learned about this, and now there is a development in this. In fact, we are being told that a cabinet note is likely going to be floated soon, and just before budget, this could have consensus if the cabinet takes it up. One of the big reasons why government is wanting foreign ownership to come into public sector banks is in order to, of course, get foreign capital, but it is also to bring Indian PSBs on a global competitive platform on an international market, especially with the credit demand rising in India. In fact, policymakers also believe that over the years, public sector banks have seen less market valuations in compared to their private peers, despite the fact that their balance sheet and asset quality has only got better with each year. In fact, we have currently 12 public sector banks, and recently a lot of reform changes in private sector banks, which now also involves getting FDI of up to 74%, has made them competitive on a global scale. And if PSBs are given this chance, then they'll do better too. And India has always aimed to have its public sector banks become one of the top names when it comes to global markets.
All right, that's on the PSU banks. We're also joined now by my colleague Shailendra Bhatnagar, Chief Analyst and Editor Markets. Shail, good morning. So far, the setup is looking tepid, really reducing any kind of momentum, brief momentum that we might have seen late on Friday. Nifty 50 showing a gap down, and clearly it's the global sentiment weighing again. Very mixed, given that tech is once again looking weak and that sell-off ensuing. Mixed cues coming in from Wall Street, from Asia this morning in terms of data, and of course lots of other troubling news coming in around the world. Shail.
Well, Abha, good morning first of all, and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. We'll take that as an opportunity to get into the market on the long side. So what's happening is strength on Bank Nifty and the Nifty is looking better after 2 weeks of continuous selling. But Thursday and Friday were good. We've added about 280 points, yet ended lower on a weekly basis. So the trade is skewed in favor of longs. This early morning dip that is coming on the index should be used as an opportunity on the long side. Of course, please consult your financial advisor. But lots of quality stocks in the financial services space and the housing space are doing pretty well. Keep an eye out on PNB Housing. There is strength coming back into it. Look out for Ambuja Cement on the long side. Sundaram Finance is looking good, and of course the all-time favorites AB Capital, L&T Finance, Cholamandalam Finance. These are all stocks which have corrected over the last 2 weeks and are now again giving an opportunity for smart buyers to be back on the long side. Of course, you need to consult an independent financial advisor should you want to make a short-term or a long-term entry. Abha.
All right, we'll also get Amrish Baliga in just a moment. We're just counting down to market opening. So let me just recap some of the other newsmakers for you. A few brokerage views also. CLSA, an upgrade to a hold to JSW Energy, target price of 486 coming in there. UBS has got a buy call on Federal Bank, target price of 310, that's from 250, so looking good on Federal. Jefferies has got a buy on Hindustan Zinc with a target price of 660 on Hindustan Zinc. So some of these, of course, have been key favorites in the market. Federal Bank, Hindustan Zinc, and continuing to attract positive brokerage upgrades. Morgan Stanley's got an equal weight on Lenskart with a target of 445, saying that at current levels, it's fairly valued. That's the opening bell for you. Let's pull up some of the movers and shakers this Monday morning. Take a look at where we stand. The index itself is just marginally down at 26,003. So not too bad given that we're still holding 26,000. Nifty Bank is down about 0.25% right now. Let's pull up some of those index gainers and losers for you and take a look at where some of the action is coming in this morning. And as Shell was anticipating, Shriram Finance, top of the charts, 0.5% up there. Asian Paints is back in action this Monday. Bajaj Auto, SBI Life, Coal India, and it looks like that is the end of the gainers list. So the mood is clearly definitely skewed on the downside. Trend, NTPC, ONGC, 1% cuts coming in on some of these names this morning. Let's pull up some of the other losers for you as well. It's pretty much across the board, not necessarily theme-based. Cipla, Hero, NTPC, everything is trending lower right now. We do have some newsmakers. We'll continue to pull them up for you. 197 has put in over 2,000 crores into Paytm payment services through a rights issue. We'll see if that's reacting to anything. We've got Bharat Electronics with orders worth 700-800 crores. So that's upping its order flows, and that's one that's in the news as well. Let's pull that up as well. We've got ESAF, Small Finance Bank, saying that there has been an approval from the board for a sale of up to 1,700 crores of NPAs. So we'll pull that one up and just see if that's held. The pool carrying a provision coverage of 94%. So it's good news, and that's about 0.4% higher. Federal Bank with a buy call. Let's pull that up and see if it's reacting as within the Hindustan Zinc, which was one of the stars last week as well. Just on opening ticks, Shell, what are you spotting?
Well, Abha, just as the GIFT Nifty was pointing and the weakness that has crept into from Wall Street and Asian markets, you have a downtick on the Nifty. I wouldn't be worried at all. Over the last two trading sessions, we've added 280 points. So 80 have been taken away in the market from the very start. Advanced decline is weak, 1:2 favoring bears. 880 stocks in the green, 1555 in the red. So the first 15-minute candle on the Nifty will be of consequence. 19 indices that we track, 18 are in the red. So that's selling pressure coming in. Auto under pressure, pharma under pressure. You have the least amount of pain coming into metals and the banking space. So they are looking strong. Buy the dips into metals, in particular Hindustan Zinc, driven by silver. Silver ideally should be doing very, very well, and I'm looking at a price beyond 2 lakhs per kilo. This is a trade that we've suggested ever since 1,10,000, so that's doing phenomenally well, and therefore Hindustan Zinc. Overall, the mood is dullish. Let's just accept it.
Amrish, good morning, and thank you for being patient with us as we just recap the opening bell. Markets have been sluggish now for a couple of weeks, and we've just been talking about how absolutely no trigger is driving any kind of reaction from the markets. What's really going on according to you?
See, the big trigger we were expecting was the US-India trade treaty. Now, we don't know as to when finally it'll happen, whether it'll happen in January or whether it'll happen in March. So I think that's on the back burner as far as the markets are concerned as of now. And I think the pain is more on the mid cap and the small caps. I mean, we have seen a very sharp decline, although we saw some amount of bounce back recently, but that's nothing compared to the sort of a fall which we have seen. But then overall, if you see, the MF flows have been extremely good. I think November was again another record. The macro numbers are decent. You had a decent Q2 earnings which surprised in the positive. Now, if the Q3 earnings also show a similar trend, I think the stage would be set for a good rally, including, I mean, budget expectations, and if the budget is good. I mean, the way I would see it is if one has the confidence and the courage and liquidity, possibly it's a good time to start investing again.
All right. It's interesting that you brought up the trade deal because you're absolutely right. That's the one big overhang that we continue to see. In terms of the news that we're getting, source-based news, Amrish, on PSU banks and allowing those FDI limits to be increased, do you feel perhaps that could provide a fillip when it comes to the PSB banking space? Are you watching out for that, or does that not move the needle for you so much? Because it's something that we were anticipating, then it got rolled back. Now we're hearing from our sources that it is under consideration.
Just like the way private sector listed entity managements, the way they deny certain, I mean, strong rumors, and then it finally happens. I think it's similar in case of PSU banks. I mean, you had the ministry coming and denying that there would be any increase in the FDI limit or even the consolidation, which we've been talking about. This is just about 2, 3 weeks back. And now we are saying that finally it's going to happen. Yes, I mean, this will surely happen. The FDI limit would be increased. And at the same time, over the next few months, we will also see consolidation happening. As far as the PSU banks are concerned, finally, I think we'll have only about 4 or 5 banks. So from that point of view, and again, looking at the sort of, I mean, earnings growth, which, I mean, most of the PSU banks have been showing, balance sheets have improved. I think it's still a good time to get into these PSU banks. I think we should see a very good rally over the next 9 to 12 months.
Okay, we've got a nosedive in a company, Refex, post a raid that's come in. That's down about 10% right now. Remember, this one trades in eco-friendly refrigerant gases and responsible for coal procurement and so forth. SEBI has imposed a penalty on the chairman, and the IT department's been conducting a survey. So that counter is seeing a 5% knock. That's the news on Refex this morning. I just want to pull up Coffee Day and PVR Inox. Let me actually pull up PVR Inox. I won't be surprised if this is a Durandar effect, but let's just take a look at the counter. And right now, it's definitely seeing a nice big up move coming in, 4% up on a PVR Inox this morning. Shell?
Yeah, Abhav, I think I don't have the latest as far as the stock is concerned, but it's unfortunately not doing well in the markets. Let me find out what the latest is.
But let me ask Amrish, meanwhile, if he's watched Durandar. Amrish, have you been to the movies this weekend?
No, I have not, but I plan to see it, no doubt, because it seems it's an interesting sort of a story.
All right. And let me also pull up Coffee Day because, is this on the radar of traders, if not a long-term investment? How would you view it? Because we are starting to see some kind of momentum building up there. 10% up today, upper circuit even last week.
Coffee Day, clearly, I think they've lost the plot. And I really don't see a major revival. Yes, I mean, we could see some short-term sort of gains coming in based rumors and news, but I really don't see. I mean, this was the largest coffee chain at one point of time, and it was a trendsetter. And see as to where it is today. And with Siddharth not being there, I don't know whether they can get back to where they were earlier.
Okay. extremely volatile on a coffee day between last week and the earnings and then this week. So it's, as Amrish said, possibly better to stay away right now until we kind of see what's happening here. We've got Hindustan Zinc back in action, up about 2%. That's on the buy call I was mentioning this morning. 660 is the target from a Jefferies coming in, expecting a strong rise on EPS as well in FY28. Hindustan Zinc is at 568 right now. Amrish, what are you making of Hindustan Zinc and other attractive opportunities from the metals pack? Because there's been no stopping the action there.
No, I don't know whether you should call it Hindustan Zinc or Hindustan Silver.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you
Good
see
point.
because the last couple of years, if you see the bottom line, about 40% of the bottom line was contributed by silver. And with silver prices doubling in just a very short time, you can just imagine as to how much it will contribute to the bottom line. And yes, very much possible, 660,
Yeah.
very much possible in the stock.
All right, so that's on Hindustan Zinc this morning. Amrish, what are the other key names that you're watching out for? If we do look to go long or buy something in this market on dips, what would be attractive to you right now?
I mean, I would buy something like a Varun Beverages. I mean, here it's been subdued for a decently long time, and the good news is that I mean they have been able to maintain I mean their market share despite the sort of I mean introduction of Campa by Reliance. Yes, it has affected to a certain extent initially, but they've been able to hold the market share post that, and now they're getting into Alcobevs starting in Africa, should be in India very soon. So Varun Beverages, in fact, I have a target of about 612 over the next possibly 8 to 10 months. And the other one is Gland Pharma, where I have a target of 2,400. It's the fastest growing injectable manufacturing company, a global footprint of about 60 countries.
All right, couple of interesting picks coming in there from Amrish. We're at 925. Shell, what else are you tracking? I think Indigo, let's just pull that one up as well because it's seeing some amount of a bounce back today. Not sure how much to read into that at this point, even though largely brokerages have been positive, regardless of all that ensued last week. There really hasn't been too much of negative commentary, apart from maybe, you know, an impact in the more immediate quarter. Shell?
Yeah, Abha, I think my energies are only concentrated on metals. Look at Vedanta, record high, and again the parent company of Hindustan Zinc. Remember, Hindustan Zinc is the mothership from which Vedanta gets thousands of crores worth of dividend. And of course, there is an impending demerger in Vedanta. So that is something to be looked at. And of course, the underlying gold theme working in Muthoot Finance, fresh record high, 3,846 for you. So it's metals, metals, and metals all the way. Keep an eye out on Hind Copper as well. This is a stock which is a third of a percent higher, 383, again aiming towards a fresh record high. And of course, the underlying theme is stronger copper prices in the metals market. So it's silver, zinc, gold, copper, metals, metals, and metals.
All right. Amrish is smiling as well. It's clearly the flavor of the moment, at least one pocket of a market that we're not seeing volatility on. But you mentioned the trade deal, and Amrish, let me just get a view from you in terms of any other sectors or pockets that you're watching out for ahead of the budget, because whether it's going to be via the trade deal or via, of course, what the government chooses to do in terms of boosting up certain sectors, I think that's going to be critical as well going ahead.
Yeah, I mean, see, if the trade deal happens, then yes, I think one should be positive on textiles because that's the one which was affected quite a lot. And other than that, I would surely still be positive on consumption because we have seen consumption increasing post the GST reforms, as well as auto and white goods. I think these are the three sectors where I would be quite positive on.
All right, great. Amrish, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Great start to Monday, getting a perspective from you on really how things stand right now. Business Today dominated the business awards at the ENBA, winning top honors across key categories. The channel was recognized for Best Business Program, English for Easynomics with Siddharth Zarabi, also named Best Business and Finance Journalist in Hindi and English. Business Today further won Best Business Channel Breakfast Show and Best Business Channel Anchor Sakshi Batra, with Market Masters and Market Guru honored as top business talk shows.
And would like to applaud The winners are here. मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप लोगों के लिए तालियां बजे क्योंकि मुझे कोई दिख नहीं रहा है